Hey guys, welcome to my channel. We just saw Apple releasing the iOS 14 along with other Apple OSs. This was the first time when Apple did their WWDC in an all web event. iOS has taken a lot of cues from Android this year. So let's see what's new and how does it compare to the old iOS 13. Right off the bat, there have been a lot of changes to the iOS 14 home screen. These are welcomed because there haven't been any additions or changes which are significant in the last 10 years. The biggest change to the home screen is that you can unselect home screens. Basically, what this means is that if you have 4 home screens full of apps, you can unselect 2 of them, and the apps from the unselected screens go into these folders which are categorized into, say, utilities, creativity, etc. The other change, which is major, is the inclusion of widgets. Now, this has been straight away copied from Android, but iOS has done it a little bit better. So basically, what you can do is you can take 2 widgets, stack them on one top of the other, which is currently not helping, a little bit buggy, maybe because of the beta version. But once you stack them, you can scroll through the widget and you can have multiple stacks. You can even create a smart stack which allows you to add, say, 5 to 6 widgets or more. Currently, there are only Apple apps which support these widgets. Here you can see that I have unselected all of them except 2 home screens, and all of them have been stacked into the app library. Now, I find the app library and the widget concept really cool. It has completely refreshed the way you use your iOS device. Now, deleting widgets and setting up or editing a stack are pretty easy. They can be directly done from the home screen. You can even choose to rotate the widget as per your day or as per how Siri learns it and how you use things. So, say you use reminders every day in the afternoon, and Siri is going to learn that for you and then give you the reminders widget every day at that time. Now, the next feature is picture in picture. Now, this has been available on Android for years. Apple has just introduced it. There was some picture in picture which was there on iOS before this, but that was pretty app specific. Now it is over the whole operating system. So currently it only supports Apple apps, but you can definitely go to youtube.com from Safari and then have the video playing on full screen, and then swipe up from the home screen and make it into a widget, like I just did. I like the picture in picture on the iOS. It is better than what Android has done because you can size it and resize it on the home screen, which is a good feature. You can even take it out from the picture in picture and it goes like a tab on the end of the screen, which is again a good feature. The next one is Siri. Now, Siri always has been full screen, but now in iOS 14 it is like a chat head which is available on the Android, which is pretty good. But there is one small thing, that if you have Siri on and you can still see the content below the Siri app, but you cannot actually use it. So you have to take out Siri or click on the screen, and as soon as you click on the screen, Siri goes away. Now, there are tons of features which Apple has introduced with the iOS 14, but this one is a little different. So basically, this is sound recognition. It is under the accessibility settings. It basically listens to your environment and it will tell you whether a doorbell is ringing or a dog is barking, etc., which I found pretty cool. That basically makes your phone more aware. Now, Apple has concentrated a lot on privacy this time. As you can see, there is this green LED like icon on the screen when you open the camera, and under the control center it also says that camera was used last or recently. Now this is a very good move in the privacy sector. Now same is with the microphone. On the camera it's a green light, and on the microphone it's an orange light. Now Apple has introduced a lot of features, as I said earlier. On the App Store there are some changes. There are some changes even with the clock app. They have introduced sleep tracking. Now that's with the watch, but it's good to have it. Now this feature I really missed from using Android. Basically, when you get a call, it does not take up the entire screen of the iPhone, but comes as a notification bar on the top. So basically you can accept it or say decline the call from that app. Now here I just clicked on the notification, I flicked it, and then I again clicked on it, and now I accepted it. Now let's do one more. In this I'm going to straight away try and pick it up. That didn't work well. Let's do one more. Yep, I have finally managed to pick it up from there. So as you can see, you press the answer button and you can straight away start talking from there. You can even toggle loudspeaker. I find it pretty useful and I always missed it on the iPhone. Now coming to something which is under the hood. This is under the accessibility settings. Basically allows you to double tap on the back and triple tap on the back and get apps to use it. You can even toggle it towards Siri shortcut. So basically you can toggle any app. Now one more thing which I would really use is the search emoji, which is now available. So basically you go to the emoji keyboard and you can search for say hi-fi or a smiley face or a sad face, and it would pop up. That's all from me. Do let me know in the comment section below. Do you like this, or do you like what Android did several years ago which Apple is getting done right now? Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.